Hi viewers, welcome you once again to Micro Learning channel. This is Shailaja. So today we are going to see Standard 11 Economics. So in that first chapter, lesson number 1, Introduction to Microeconomics. Today we are going to see 1.7. So under 1.7, we are going to see what are the importance of microeconomics. Why do we study microeconomics? Yes, we can keep on guessing why do we study microeconomics. First, you should be able to understand the economy. Okay, first you should understand the economy. How it is operating. What are the policies that is taken? Okay, what is the condition of the welfare? How do we use our resources? What is the use of international trade? How do we make decision making? How do you use our resources to the fullest extent? Then prediction. What has to be done next? Next, how is the price discrimination or price determination? Rather than discrimination, it is determination. So, this is why we study microeconomics. So, the first one says, to understand the operation of an economy, how an economy is operating. Okay. Second one tells you about the policies. It provides tools for economic policies. What are the policies? Price policy, agriculture policy, industrial policy, all these fiscal policies, monetary policies. Okay, like that. Policies have to be framed for the economy. Then, to examine the condition of the economic welfare. By studying microeconomics, what is the welfare that we are going to achieve? What are the people going to achieve out of it? Utilization of the resources. You have resources. How far are you going to utilize these resources? By utilizing these resources, can we use it for international trade? Yes. You can make decision making. You can use the resources to the optimum level, that is to the highest level. Here, you can use it for prediction. And last one is price determination. So, for all these reasons, we are learning about the importance of microeconomics. Now, economics and its subdivision. First one is consumption. What do you mean by consumption? Man has or human has different types of wants. When we start about the wants pour out from the human. And does he have any limitation to his wants? Not at all. As long as he doesn't have any limitations of wants, consumption keeps on increasing. So, because the consumption keeps on increasing, the economic activity of the country also increases. So, human wants is based on the behavior of the consumer. What type of consumer? For example, a person, this is chocolate. Who is going to be the consumers? Children like sweets. Middle-aged people like sweets. Old people like sweets. So, what is going to be the behavior of the consumer? Next one is, we have diminishing marginal utility. As we keep on consuming more and more, what happened to the resources? It has been utilized. And what happened to the utility when you keep on taking constantly? It keeps on diminishing. So, diminishing marginal utility and consumer surplus. Okay, sometimes some products are having excess price, which a person is willing to pay and buy the commodity. So, what is consumption here? Human wants coming under consumption is the starting point of the economic activity. It is characteristics of human wants based on the behavior of the consumer. the diminishing marginal utility and consumer surplus are dealt with consumption. Next one is production. So consumption, as consumption starts taking place, production also develops. So production is what it is. You have an input, that is, you give it as raw material, make it into finished product. So you have an output as finished product. Input is supposed to be the raw material. So the production function starts with inputs and outputs. Now this division over the characterized and role of the factors of production, namely land, labor, capital and organization. So for production we need 4 factors. What are they? Land, labor, capital and organization. Because these 4 factors connect or they bring the relationship between inputs and outputs as such. So if there is consumption, definitely there should be production. So if you want to increase your production, what has to be done? Lot of raw materials has to be brought in for production. The raw material stands as input. And what stands as output? The product stands as the output. And each product is being manufactured with the help of the 4 factors: land, labor, capital and organization. So this is what we call it as production. Next one is exchange. Any goods that is brought into the market has a price tag. So only if you are paying for it, it will come to your hands. That is, commodity comes to your hands. So exchange is nothing but price determination. Okay, that is at different market forms. This division covers trade and commerce. Okay, exchange is for trade as well as for commerce. Now consumption is possible only if it is produced and commodity placed in the hands of the consumer. So once the products are produced, what happens? It has to reach towards the consumers. Once it reaches the consumers, people exchange and buy the product. So the consumers pay for it and the producer gives away the product. So this is, we call it as exchange as such. Okay, so previously we have seen production, consumption. So consumption, production, exchange, and the last one is distribution. What do you mean by distribution? It's a coordination of the factors of production. Because we are using land, labor, capital and organization, these 4 factors have a reward that is being paid. So land is given rent, labor, wages, capital, interest, and what is the residue that is left after the payment of these 3 factors? The last one is supposed to be profit. Okay, so who receives the profit? The entrepreneur or an organization or a businessman receives profit after he pays away for land, labor and capital. So the reward, that we call it as reward. Rent, wages, interest, last is profit, is supposed to be the rewards for the factors of production. So after giving away rent, wages and interest, whatever the residue that is left over, that is the profit. Okay, this we call it as distribution. So distribution studies about the pricing of the factors of production. Now you have a worksheet. What are the subdivisions of economics? Yes, of course you will be knowing production, consumption, distribution, exchange. So what is consumption? What is production? What is exchange? What is distribution? So go through the slides once again carefully, then write down the worksheet. So those who are watching the channel for the first time, please subscribe, click on to the bell button for further notifications. Thank you.